Welcome back, travelers, to the radio station Ballad of the Seven Dice, bringing you a two-part special for your Halloween spookiness. A tale of ocean spray, an interstellar organization going from planet to planet, spreading the sweet, sweet taste of their cranberry drinks. Now you're all probably wondering, but Lucas, aren't you just some late-night radio person talking over here as if you run either a smooth jazz, a classical music, or something pretty chill? Yes, I am just a random radio person that I'm impersonating from a radio station that I heard here in Winnipeg. This is true, but I'm also the only person who knows the truth. Well, that and the 5 other doctors who are in this tale. And just a quick shout out to all those doctors. We have Robert and Jason from Ballad of the Seven Dice, the 2 you know and love, who play Emsy and Draxier. Thank you. We have Cassie from the Lovelycraftians. She's the GM of their tale of mystery, portals, strange organizations, and otherworldly beings trying to pry their way into Earth. Definitely suggest to give it a listen. We have Dave, the DM of the Four Orbs. They're another actual play who plays D&D. They run a large epic tale, traversing the world in search of 4 orbs that hold their entire world in a delicate balance, all while the forces of evil hound them at every step. Give them a listen. And lastly, we have Seth from Cheaper by the Dungeon, a D&D actual play podcast. Their story takes place in a land that views treasure hunting as one of the greatest things you can do. See, they have treasures like you wouldn't believe. Mountains of gold, weapons of unimaginable power, but they're hidden and everyone's looking. So join these treasure hunters as they search for a truth, a treasure, a goof. You'll see. Give them a listen. Now let's not hold up any longer. Let's hop into this beautiful, beautiful tale. I give you some damn fine doctor work with Just Doctor Work, Part 2.
Alright, where we last left our doctors. They were knee-deep in ocean spray madness. After finding out that even if you're made out of sugar, you can still enjoy the beautiful, crisp, wonderful taste of ocean spray, but it will kill you. They had created life through a mixture of cranberry, peach, ammonia, and bleach, and I think one other ingredient I can't remember. Oh, sugar. Of course, sugar, because the prison was made of sugar. And it's not the Sugar Man, it's just a Sugar Man, okay? I didn't kill Sugar Man. You all had collected a piece off this creature after losing your sanctuary in the hospital, your speakeasy that no one else was allowed to be in. You decided to go to the lab, which is this rusted out old Winnebago out there, and you encountered someone in the lab that you're fairly certain that Dr. Wellington and Dr. Gibbons live in here, but nothing's been confirmed. And you saw a person with a goldfish head in here, and none of you knew her, but you just accepted that she was a lab tech. And you learned that her world was attacked by ocean spray. Slowly, ocean spray, as they welcomed it into their home and into their bodies, it had taken over and started controlling them, and they had downed half a glass of cran apple, or crapple as they say, and it began dissolving almost immediately, and they kept screaming for you to find the origin of ocean spray before it was too late. And now you're all just in this lab, and there's these 3 little things of the ocean spray material. One got electrocuted, one got burned, and one got looked at by little cube people who left.
Where did they go?
It looks like there's little cube houses.
Cute.
Yeah, they're really nice. They're decorated. It's Halloween themed. Someone left them a large piece of candy corn. To them, it's like something that they've begun to worship and consume.
Are these cube people so small that they could, like, all get together and try to recreate the crystal lattice of this crystal that we have?
I don't think they're that small. They're probably like half the size of a Lego person. As I look over at my Lego, I don't know how that was gonna help me, but so they're just these tiny little like miniature people who are consuming these candy corn trees.
Dr. Elgin,
Yes.
these friends of yours, did you build these little houses? Because that's excellent craftsmanship, and I think we should all go around complimenting it for Dr. Elgin and his work on this. Dr. Elgin's stuff, not mine.
I'll take credit for it, but we all know I don't spend much time in the lab.
Right.
There's a photo of Dr. Wellington and Dr. Gibbons, just like, arm over each other's shoulders. They're smiling in front of the Winnebago like, we just bought a lab.
We do the new hit movie.
It's actually a Labrador retriever.
Two quirky doctors.
I turn to all the doctors and I say,
Well, it seems like our goal is pretty clear. Another classic adventure. But I think we need to prepare before we head out. And I think Dr. Elgin might have a few things in here that could be of use. Right, Dr. Elgin?
Sure. Perhaps you can help me find with your fantastic scientific knowledge, other doctors.
Oh, certainly. I was waiting for that. I would definitely go through your stuff.
If we could find some instruments to measure the resonance of the ocean spray.
Oh, wow. It was in this drawer. The first one I opened, it had everything I wanted that you wanted us to have. Wow. And they're labeled with our doctor names. Oh, Dr. Wellington. I have a grappling hook. Dr. Savannah George. For you, and it's labeled with your name specifically, it's a poutine maker kit. It's a little poutine making kit. It's got the fries that are frozen. It has a little cheese curds and
It's
gravy.
all I ever wanted.
Very Canadian.
Oh.
That could be very handy on our adventures. Dr. Frederick, for you, there is. Oh wow! What is this? A bird's cloaca. What? This could be used as a whistle potentially. Here you go. It has a little string. It's a little whistle. Oh, fun from
Go
bird
ahead and
boat.
give that a blow.
Incredible.
Test that out.
Give it a blow, Doctor.
Really wet your whistle before you
Can't go in with a Dracula.
All right.
It's not gonna work.
Dr. Elgin, what? Oh, an old stolen laser tag vest. That could be like +2 AC. And for me, I just have a regular, real-life gun. And I'll keep this at my side. Damn, Dr. Elgin, you came through in spades. I feel ready for anything.
Is it Boxing Day? God dang. Oh my
Shit. Oh, fuck.
Oh, I can already feel this vest vibrating.
I was trying so hard not to just spit my Zevia all over the floor. Oh, shit, that was good.
Well, I do believe we got a clue.
What the fuck was a clue in there?
Well, if you think about it, Ocean Spray seems to have bought out Goldfish. Goldfish, created by Pepperidge Farms. We go to Pepperidge Farms.
Which we all know has moved to Canada. And it's only 10-minute walk from the hospital. For whatever reason.
They'll remember the origin of Ocean Spray.
Because as you remember, the Blockbuster was destroyed by the Radio Shack
Of course.
in the hurricane. So there's a lot of open land for Pepperidge Farms to just move on in. They have a really weird thing, like an aesthetic, that they make it look exactly like a farm, but it is a factory.
It's free real estate.
So do we just walk?
No, we're in a Winnebago.
We're not taking the lab.
All right, do you want to take the lab? Because it's ready. It can move.
I'll let Dr. Elgin decide this one, but I think he definitely wouldn't want all his stuff jiggling around in the back.
Oh,
That could be dangerous. Dr. Wellington agrees with me, I'm sure.
Dr. Gibbons, you underestimate how much I love when my stuff jiggles around in the back.
Okay. Typical Mondays, am I right? Oh, boy.
Classic doctor stuff.
To Pepperidge Farms.
You find the keys. They're hidden behind a little piece of paper, had written on it, not where the keys are. You just move it to the side. There's the keys. And as the best security they had at the time, you start up this Winnebago, and it's rough. And you just start picking up speed as you go through the remains of the previous town that was here before it was destroyed by the storm. And you look, they're already just propping up buildings. They're just like bringing them in on flatbeds, taking them off, setting them down, and that's how buildings work. And you're just moving on along. You see, glistening in the distance, Pepperidge Farms. The silver tin roof of one of the goldfish silos is there, glistening in the sunlight. You can smell the sweet, sweet smell of cranberries floating through the air, as we all know Ocean Spray has purchased Pepperidge Farms.
I was waiting to see how long it would take you to pour that glass of ocean spray there, Dave.
I was watching that too.
After 4 fingers of scotch, it takes a while.
Fair. Absolutely fair.
You pull up to the Pepperidge Farms. There's large barns and everything that they have, like the large double doors set up that they can actually open because they wanted to go for the full effect. There's an actual farmhouse over to the side, which is where their reception and stuff is. And there's someone sitting on the porch. They're rocking back and forth. They have like overalls on, a plaid shirt, and they also have like a headset on with a little mic sticking out because they still have to take calls. But like this is where they have to be to take those calls.
It's like the front desk, except it's the front patio.
Yeah.
Hello.
Hello, welcome to Pepperidge Farms. How are you?
We're doing great.
Why are 5 doctors here in a Winnebago that looks like it's about to fall apart?
Don't you judge our lab.
Dr. Elgin, are you going to let them say that about your car? I don't think you should.
Oh, it's not falling apart.
That's the lab spray painted on it?
It's not falling apart. Those are all upgrades. You just don't understand.
Okay.
Well, we are here to investigate an infectious disease that's spreading across the area.
Right. Okay, yeah. Yeah, we heard about this too. Totally. Could you just go stand over by that ominous looking barn while I do nothing suspicious?
Yes, escort us over there.
Okay, that's what I'm gonna do. You see them, they get off this rocking chair, and you hear just the slightest sound of a crunch as they get up, and they knock on the screen door into the farmhouse, and out walks another secretary, identical. The same clothes down to like the same freckles in their skin, the headset coming down. Everything looks the same. They simply nod wordlessly at each other, although their glance looks like they exchanged 1,000 words. And then she turns towards all of you. Right this way! And starts leading you towards the ominous-looking barn. One thing you all notice, doctors, is that every time that she's walking, you know, like the crunch of gravel, you're used to that sound. It's just someone walking on gravel. There's gravel all over here. But there's another crunch with them while they're walking. An ominous crunch.
Some would say it's crunch time.
You're no longer going to see your families for 3 to 4 weeks. And that's why crunch isn't good, everyone. All right, yeah, so if you just wait here by this ominous barn for 3 to 5 minutes, nothing is going to happen, I assure you. but just wait here.
I trust corporations. I will do that.
All right, thank you. Well, life's been fun, and I've really enjoyed it, but I guess it's over now. She just starts walking into the fields of the many cranberry bushes, and she's just walking away.
Should we stop her or no? Like,
Have you ever seen the movie Field of Dreams?
several times.
I think they're just returning.
I think I can do that.
Yes.
Maybe after this adventure, one last ride.
You look back fondly at the Winnebago. Do you do anything during these 3 to 5 minutes? Or do you just patiently wait by the ominous barn and the cranberry bushes?
Well, we're doctors. Do we really have these kind of patients?
Oh,
I will take my stethoscope and put it up to the barn door while we wait and listen what's going on inside.
That sounds like some classic doctor work.
I agree.
Dr. Espionage.
Yeah. Classic.
A big ol' 11.
Pretty good.
You take your stethoscope out, you heat it up a bit, because you don't want to be rude to the
course.
barn. And you place it onto the barn. You start listening in. And what you hear in there, you hear the sound of nightmares. Screams fill the air. You remove the stethoscope, nothing. You don't hear anything. You place the stethoscope back on, screams. People shouting, why, what? Take it off. It's totally fine. And put it back on. No, take it off. And that's what you're hearing in there.
I believe the barn is having nightmares.
what treatment do you suggest, Doctor?
You are the sleep specialist.
I haven't really told anyone about this, but I helped with a pharmaceutical development called Sleewopovia.
That title needs to change, because no one's going to be able to say that.
Definitely not doctors.
So I think maybe if we take some of this, and I pull out a bottle of it, because I'm happily branding the medicine, and we maybe mix it in our lab, our Winnebago lab, with something else, we can inject it into the barn, causing their nightmares to end.
Adds up in my books.
You're the sleep doctor. I'm going to trust your opinion.
But I need help with the injection process. Usually my patients just take the pills. Does anyone have any skills with needles? I'm quite terrified of them.
Yeah, I'll help you.
Very good. And I'll go to the lab and get like a beaker and Bunsen burner.
Sure.
Yeah, that's what you need, definitely.
And I'll just throw like the bottle of pills into the beaker and just heat it up until they all melt into a medicine syrup.
Being a scientist myself, a computer scientist, I understand science quite well. So this naturally happens. You add some Meltol into it, which makes it melt.
The most computer science thing ever to just say it just naturally happens.
Yeah. And you swish it around. You don't know how it worked, but it did. And honestly, you don't need to test if it worked because it seems fine because you went down the happy path. So you're good.
I'm gonna make sure to tell my ER doctor friend not to listen to this.
No, definitely get them to listen to this. This is all very accurate.
100%.
So you have this, and Dr. Wellington, what kind of needle or injection thing do you have inside your lab that would allow you to inject something into a barn, a steel barn?
Well, I thought Dr. George was gonna handle that. I mean, she's the one that shot me up last time.
Well, yeah, but it's your lab. You know what's in here.
Yeah, like Dr. George will be doing the injecting, but what is the device that Dr. George will be using?
The gun.
Yes.
Wait, do you mean this gun or?
I look over at Dr. Elgin after he says that. And I just give him this look of like, you mad genius.
You're not touching my baby.
That's so crazy, it might just work.
It's time for your shot.
All you have to do is fight an old man for a gun, and Dr. Savannah George, I think you can make this magic happen.
I don't think you want to do this.
Well, come on. I don't want to fight you for it, but it would make our lives a little easier if we could just stick a needle at the end of it and then shoot it into the barn.
Physics.
Yeah,
It's accurate medical work.
I've done it hundreds of times.
But it's my gun.
I'll give it right back. Nothing's going to happen to it.
You won't.
Yes, I will.
Do you know how many times I've been fooled by that trick? I've given so many of my guns away.
Ooh, we're going to flash back to a time well before this. We'd gone moose hunting, and it was just you and me, Dr. Gibbons. We were out in the middle of nowhere. It was freezing. We were stuck in a couple of tree blinds as we waited for this moose, and a moose rammed my tree, and I dropped my gun and I fumbled it. And you're in the tree right next to me. You don't have a clear shot, but I still do, and I'm crying at you. Give me your gun. I can do it. I promise it'll be fine. Do you remember what happened that day?
During all the chaos, I remember I had to tie my shoe. And I can't do that with my hands full of gun.
Of course not.
So I accidentally handed it off to you.
I miss.
And then I tied my shoe. And by the time I was done, there was moose everywhere. And the gun was returned to me.
Can we just say in Dr. Gibbons' senility that his shoes are actually permanently untied?
Okay, they're Velcro, buddy. We ain't tying things over here.
God, I want
You think I have that
shoes.
kind of doctor time to tie shoes? Velcro strips, baby. Like that. One smooth motion. And I'm doing this I'm like acting out how Velcro works with my gun waving about, like.
it's the safety is off. It's just
Yes.
flying it around.
And I'm like pointing it at people. I'm like, what are you talking about?
You know you can trust me.
It's true. Fine. Here. But I expect the poutine kit because I don't have any cool items now.
It's a fair trade. And I hand over my poutine kit.
Such a
You want it
beautiful
all
moment.
along.
I grab a Bunsen burner and a beaker to go, just in case we need to make some poutine on the fly.
Poutine is the new snack that smiles back.
This is true. Pepperidge Farms, if you want to sponsor us, that's ballad7dice@gmail.com. That's you just go ahead and hit us up there. You attach this large needle to the end of the gun, like a doctor would, and you get ready to aim this at this barn. This screaming, tormented barn. You have the mixture inside the gun, like how guns work, because I've fired so many guns. Why don't you go ahead and just roll that doctor work?
I got a 10 again.
Oh my god.
Does she get a +2 from the flashback to trading with the gun?
That's true. I mean, it's already a complete success,
Even
but now
better.
it's an even
I think
better.
that's a headshot.
Headshot
I think
this
that's a
barn.
headshot right on a barn.
Kills the barn.
Problem solved.
You couldn't hit the broadside of a barn, except today.
I just did.
You shoot, and then this needle goes flying through the air, stabbing into the barn. The barn goes, oh! Because it didn't expect this needle. And you see as this mixture just like drains in the needle into the barn. And there was a little bit of screaming that you heard when the needle punctured the barn, but the screaming dies down. It seems like the barn's okay.
I run up immediately with the stethoscope and I check for their dreams.
You just hear Paul McCartney from Wings singing Simply Having a Wonderful Christmas Time. Wrong holiday, but pleasant dreams.
And I look to the other doctors and I say, my God, it worked.
We start shaking hands with everyone. Doctor.
I think we know what time it is now.
I am so ready for a club sandwich.
I think we earned ourselves a large lunch.
You see, there is a little shop that's set up in Pepperidge Farms called the Pepperidge Farms little shop that's set up at Pepperidge Farms. Inside there, they have club sandwiches that aren't club sandwiches. They have goldfish, but you also see ocean spray. So much invigorating, angelic ocean spray. Just gallons of it. They have one of those glass walls for a part of it, and it's just filled with ocean spray. You see little crystalline creatures gliding through the ocean spray.
Ooh, they have Kren Tropical here.
Someone's looking up the list. Someone's looking it up.
Please.
I turn to all the doctors and I'm like,
No, I hate to break the golden rule of talking about work at lunch, but did we forget something? Did we forget to solve a major plot point?
Don't worry, Dr. Gibbons. It's all part of the plan.
Well, that's enough work, Doc. Back to lunch.
Entering in to the little shop set up on Pepperidge Farms, you hear the little bell jingle as you step in, as all shops are required to have. And you see there is this person behind the counter, behind this till. Their head is down, they're wearing a cap, and it's just this beautiful holographic color, and it just says ocean spray along the top of it. And they look up, and their face, there is no face. It's just this crystalline sheet. It's like there maybe at one time there was something, but no longer. And they look at you, and this voice echoes in your head. Can I get you anything?
Hi, welcome to Chili's.
I would like a club sandwich, please.
Sure. Would you like some jellied ocean spray cranberry sauce on your club sandwich?
Of course.
It's the perfect condiment, especially come Thanksgiving. They stare and wink at a camera, even though they have no eyes.
Can we see the camera, or is it off somewhere that we can't see?
Yeah, it's super big.
Oh, okay, obvious.
Yeah, there's a large camera in the corner. And it keeps turning. Whoever's talking, the camera just obviously turns towards that person.
I'm good for food, but if you have an outlet, I'd like to make myself some poutine. I need to get the Bunsen burner going.
Normally, it's not okay to make food at other restaurants, but here at Pepperidge Farm, we love innovation and creativity and poutine. So go ahead. There's an outlet over there.
We're behind the counter, or like?
Get behind the counter. Get back here with me.
Hey guys, check this out. I'm more than just a doctor. Look at me. I'm working for Pepperidge Farms, and I go around the counter. I'm like, damn, I feel like I'm experiencing everything in a new light being back here. It's so weird.
You know what amazes me the most? You have an electric Bunsen burner. That's amazing.
They exist here. They're in the lab.
No gas needed.
Not at all.
It's my own invention. It doesn't. We'll see how it works after I do some doctor work.
You live near a giant portal, so I mean, anything's possible here.
yeah, you know what? The most paranormal thing that happened in this episode is this electric.
Yeah.
It's like gas, but it's not.
Dr. Wellington and Dr. George, you look over and you notice something with Dr. Frederick. Their hand that was previously stabbed with a piece of wonderful crystallized ocean spray, you see the whole palm of their hand has been crystallized. They don't seem to notice.
Do you see that?
Dr. Frederick, your hand.
Oh no. I was just eating my club sandwich. What has happened?
Congratulations! You've been selected! It seems that you've been pierced by our new product. Solid, sentient ocean spray.
Of course.
Ocean spray.
Now that's market penetration.
I think I'm gonna have to look to you, Dr. George. I need you to take this scalpel, remove my hand.
Do I still have the gun?
Yes.
Cool. Can I attach the scalpel?
You wanna put the scalpel-
I do want to do that.
Oh my
I
god.
want to put it in the gun. Yeah.
100%.
Yep.
As we know, this is classic
Classic. 'Cause
doctor
we
surgery.
Do this in trauma all the time.
Dave's friend will attest to this.
Dr. Surgery, a close relative of Dr. Medicine.
You attach it to the gun, no problem, because the gun is owned by a doctor, so it has little spots to attach medical equipment to it.
Of course. Before I shoot him, I'm gonna take out one of those tiny, like, first aid kit cleansing cloths, and I'm gonna wipe his hand down. You gotta be sterile.
And I'm still eating my club sandwich while my hand is on the table just waiting to get chopped.
Might as well have a little bit of joy.
Right? I'm gonna move his hand a little bit like further away from his face. Like if he tries to move with it, I just put my hand on his face and push him backwards to keep this a sterile area.
Yeah.
I think I'm just gonna go for it and hope for the best.
Now, we're dealing with the paranormal here, so we're dipping into weird stuff.
I'm gonna have a terrible, tragic flashback as I'm holding the gun to his hand. Of the time that I had to do this for my secret twin brother who died tragically. It wasn't Ocean Spray related, but it was one of their competitors, and it was obviously a lesser brand of
Tang.
crystallization that was happening, and I just couldn't allow that fate to befall someone I love so dearly. Yeah. I didn't have a gun then either. I didn't have a gun. I was a child.
Oh,
Not that that means much in America.
what did you use?
I used a hammer that I found in Dad's garage.
A classic chopping hammer.
Of course. Dad's whooping hammer.
Could have been a chisel as well.
I got the whooping hammer.
Give me my whooping hammer. I'm gonna go teach them hooligans a lesson.
All right, kid, get over my knee. I'm gonna whoop you.
No,
with a
nobody
hammer.
It's
else?
hung up on the wall.
Oh,
right
she's
next
got
to
the
all
whooping
go.
hammer.
Yeah. It's easy to find. I got a 9 on that one,
Yeah.
even with the +2.
So you aim down at Dr. Frederick. You have the pistol set up. This memory rips through your mind, the pain coming back. But you look at Dr. Frederick and you see your brother just for a moment saying, please, please. And you pull that trigger. And the scalpel fires out. And just like every scalpel does in every normal doctor thing, the scalpel grows slightly larger to accomplish the task and slices the hand clean off. It goes right through the table into the ground. The blood starts spraying out of Dr. Frederick's arm. A strange amount. Like it's really going for it. The employee behind the counter is like, no! And they're like throwing paper towel rolls at you. And some of this spray gets on all of you, and all of you can taste it.
God.
So this ruby cherry, this delicious, crisp, sweet taste, it coats everyone. You could all taste it, like, ruby cherry. This is a delicious product.
Except it's cherry, so it tastes like medicine.
Oh, well, to each their own. If you're into it, then I mean, this is super good.
Are we going for that Buckley's flavor?
Yeah, because it's mixed with human blood, so it probably has a little bit of an off flavor. You could tell that this must mean that the ocean spray has made it deeper into the body, and you watch as the wound on Dr. Frederick's stump starts quickly crystallizing.
Dr. Gibbons, the Bunsen burner. We must cauterize.
I'm just screaming and looking at it, like in front of my face, like, ah! Ah!
Do you keep eating your club sandwich between screams?
Of course.
Gotta finish it, right? Got places to be.
Here, doctor, take these. And I hold out, pull out a couple pills from my pocket. It's for the pain.
Are they for the pain, or do you not know what those pills are?
Are they Tic Tacs?
Yeah, take them to find out.
All right. Let's just roll those dice. Let's see what happens.
6.
Let's see what you got, Doctor. 6? Jesus Christ.
I put them on my sandwich as I eat the sandwich.
You're like, down we go, because we're doctors. You consume these pills and you feel good. It doesn't hurt anymore, that's for sure.
I can write you a
Yes.
prescription if you need.
Yes.
You see his pupils are starting to dilate a little bit.
I think it's working. Yes, I feel better now. And I look at my stump as it's crystallized. I don't know what to do about this though.
It's no longer bleeding.
Put a hook on it?
We do have a grappling hook.
Would you like a hook from... We have a little deli in the back. I can go grab you one, sir.
Ooh, meat hook.
Yeah, if you could just get me a meat hook, I'll just
Yeah.
jam it on in there.
We also have a grappling hook.
Actually, we are good. I think we have something.
Okay.
Oh, you're gonna have to convince Wellington to give it up because you have the cloaca whistle.
Yes. Okay. Wait, who has the grappling hook?
I think that's Dr. Wellington.
I have the grappling hook.
Dr. Wellington, if I could have the grappling hook, I will give you the whistle.
Okay, I'll trade them. Grappling hook for the whistle.
You get this whistle. All right, how do you spell this, Seth? You came up with this whistle.
Cloaca?
Okay, I'm ashamed now because a bird's cloaca is basically like their rectum.
It's not just that. It's not just that. It's everything encompassed in one spot. And you
Yeah.
spell it Cloaca. I only know because I have reptiles. So I get it.
Cassie gets me. She, and it probably would make a whistle somehow.
And it explains how it ties into the whole spray thing.
Yeah, and they just connected a lot of bones together, and they solidified that at the end there and placed it. So you now have this beautiful whistle, Dr. Wellington. And now you roughly attach the grappling hook to your stump arm. It should be fine. You're a doctor. You don't really need to test it or anything. So just stump on.
I used to carve soap, and I got a little creative one day. And thought,
It's definitely not soap.
Give me a bird.
Just made a mold of.
you guys get it. Doctor
Dr.
Downtime,
I have this 3D printer I'm doing nothing with.
The lab has the budget.
You all look back after this crazy moment. You notice the employee is gone, but the door to the back is opened.
Onwards.
It could be 00, the origin.
The camera spins towards Dr. Elgin and zooms in, zooms out, and it's looking like it's going back and forth, like it's awkwardly no way, that's not it.
I'm gonna look at the camera and be like, I know it. You know it. And most importantly, we're going there.
The camera retracts in on itself and starts shaking. That's the sound it makes.
I think that's some drama points. You just intimidated a camera.
Yeah, that's good. You alerted them what you're doing, but you feel emboldened.
Onward, doctors.
Rushing through this door, you enter into a large field, a flooded field. For some reason, it was right behind this place. At first, you step in, you're like, oh no, my doctor shoes, they're all wet. The Velcro will still work, though.
You better believe it. All terrain, baby. Work and play.
You look out, and further into the water, you see it's separated by tiny little, maybe knee-high walls. And the first little wall, you can see past it, there's so many cranberries just floating in the water. And further past that, there's another little raised wall. It's almost like a Attack on Titan situation. You see the better cranberries are in there that have more money. And they're all hanging out in there, the rose wall. You see standing amongst these cranberries, there is a number of these crystallized beings lifting their hands up, and then they reach down, scoop up more cranberries, lift them up, and the cranberries just roll over them and the water splashes down. But seeing this strange spectacle is not what causes you to give pause. What does is, looking up, you see there's a tear in the sky. And in this tear, there's one large cranberry looking through it. Its red eyes twitching, looking each way, as all these crystallized cranberry beings are praising the eye in the sky.
I think you should shoot it.
All right, now hear me out. I agree totally, completely. I want to put your grappling hook at the end of this gun and launch you right into it so you can drug that thing in the sky so it goes out.
Yes, I also like this idea.
What's the worst that could happen?
Death.
Let's make some more
What?
It's hard
Let's
doing
make
these
some
silly
It's
things.
so hard to say the name of this fucking brand I created.
What did I tell you?
Yeah.
We gotta workshop this in the lab after all this, man.
Let's soak it up in some sleep. Fuck's sake,
Keeping all this in. This is how hard it is to make an actual play, listeners. This is the pain we have to go through.
Let's make the medicine syrup again.
Cop out.
Wait, Dr. Fredericks. I don't know which kind of medical syrup you're talking about. There's so many brands. I'm going to need perfect pronunciation on the type we need. Or else I'm going to be absolutely useless.
Sleepelovia.
Never heard of it.
Is this some new generic?
No, I told you earlier it's a brand that I helped found. It's how I'm paying off my student loans.
Everyone flashes back to their present student loans.
Everyone just logs in real quick to check their student loans.
Everyone takes out
Still
their phones.
fucking broke.
They start like thinking, if I pay this much this year and then the next year, when will it be done?
Never.
Dun.
Will never be done.
The amortization period is always fucking depressing.
So what is the current plan with this? So we currently have a grappling gun, an actual gun, and sleep medicine. The plan is to fire Dr. Frederick into the sky at the eye to inject it.
Don't we have an eye doctor?
We do.
You do.
He knows eyes.
I didn't even think of that.
Ooh.
All right, this is confession time, guys. As you might recall, in several flashbacks that we've already had this episode, and we flashback
The flashbacks?
like, literally part one, the first half of this episode, where I'm doing the hand mop dance, and I interlock hands with Dr. Wellington doing operation. If I'm gonna do anything, I'm gonna need another pair of hands.
Well, I only have one now.
So you can have my left. Who's gonna take my right? I know it would be more efficient if one person with two hands helped me, but damn it, I don't know.
I don't know how much power this gun has, but damn it, I'll fly up there with you.
Dr. Elgin, you're a psychologist, Doctor. I don't even know if that's real medicine. I don't even know if that's actually a real degree.
Don't go mocking my degree. The eyes, they're right next to the soul. And the soul is where all our thoughts come from. I know this as well as you do.
I'm still not sold, but okay, I'll go with it. We don't have time to debate eyes.
So Dr. Wellington and Dr. Savannah George, while these people are praising their giant eye, and the tear in the sky seems to be getting larger as the ocean spray concentrate is getting more pure. How are you going to fire these three doctors with your pistol into the sky's eye? Now, I've let a lot of things slide, so by all means, just you can say whatever you want.
It's a pump action pistol, and you charge it up like it's a super soaker and just go.
Does have a super soaker mod in case I wanted to have a water fight.
Are we gonna need to use the cranberry bog to power this thing up to shoot you far enough?
You see a lot of crystalline beings standing in that bog.
I don't need to go too far into it.
Wait. Remember from the beginning, baking soda,
You mean the cocaine?
And flashback.
I'm in love with the cocoa.
I don't know how you Americans do it, but damn it, I'm on
Through the
board.
glass.
But I think entire group flashback to one of our classic lunch times. One of many, as we've already discussed. But this one was just after Dr. Fredericks transferred, and I saw Dr. George and Wellington were making a little like volcano on the desk.
Yeah, as you do
And I was,
in a hospital.
And I was like, what a strange looking cloaca. Prolapse to hell.
Damn, what a cloaca.
And I'm like, Dr. Elgin, Dr. Fredericks, are you seeing this? Dr. Wellington and George, what are you working on?
A cloaca, obviously. A violent one.
Does it erupt?
Mm-hmm.
How?
Well, Dr. Wellington, this was your idea. Why don't you go through it?
It's rocket surgery.
I put a little bit of baking soda in there, and I use my 2 fingers, and I really pack it down. And then I get some vinegar. And I just
Dr. Wellington, I don't need a display.
and I
just explain.
and I just let it erupt all over the place.
You poured in there, and you've none of you doctors have ever seen something like this. This is a new discovery, and it blows your
It
mind.
blows a lot more than that.
Yeah, it does.
Or flashback to reality, and it's like I just asked the doctor,
Do cranberries have vinegar in them? Maybe. Very large stretch here, but probably.
I don't know. Let me check the bottle real quick.
Do you see acetic acid with Dr. Fredericks?
That'll do.
Turmeric acid's in here.
Close enough.
That'll do. We need enough cocaine. Because if we get cocaine, we won't even need a gun. We'll all fly up. And we'll attach the grappling hook. And we'll kind of like dangle. And then like shoot it up there or something.
Did you say crocaine? Is that a new cranberry flavor?
It is.
My crocaine team. What do you mean?
The new Ocean Spray energy drink, Crocaine.
Yeah. What all they do is they just bought like expired Monster energy drinks, which is hard to find because it takes a while. And then they just pour in cranberry lemonade, and just mix it up and sell it. Ocean spray.
This is gonna take all our combined doctoring to pull this off. And I don't have enough cocaine for this job on me.
I will help.
Last week, though, definitely.
I always have a gram on me.
Jesus Christ.
Just doctor work.
Do you pull it out of your cloaca?
Key bumps all day.
All right, everybody, start emptying your pockets.
And I reach down to my right white tube sock, and I pull out a small little baggie of cocaine.
You also have like your sleeve is rolled up and you unroll it to take a cigarette out with your Bic lighter, and you're like, all right, boys, let's get going.
I'm going to pull a cloaca out of my pocket and pull my gram of cocaine out of the cloaca.
First, I don't do
And
drugs.
you can have mine.
Is it a gram or an ounce? I can never remember.
An ounce is an insane amount.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Like, way too
Quit
much.
pretending like you don't know.
If you know anything about my podcast, anytime drugs get referenced, I'm always off.
I think there's a slang term like a ball is like an eighth of an ounce.
Jason, you know a
Yeah.
little too much.
You think an ounce is a lot? Jeez.
You already
Dr. George Wellington, how many grams you got?
He's like, that's an 8 ball. That goes for like $400.
that dolphin in them.
I might go to some good parties, you know.
You know, you grew up in a town where it wasn't uncommon. So you all get ready. You make your what the fuck was it? The cocaine, and you're all super fucking pumped for this moment. Wellington and George, you're holding on to this pump action gun, and like you're just going to town, making sure that it's like super, like you're just like going, like, yeah, let's do this. It's now at like full capacity, full power. The three of you, Elgin, Gibbons, and Frederick, you are holding on to one another. Your fingers are lacing. You are pointing the grappling gun up as the gun is at your back, I guess, ready to shoot you up. Because this is how doctor stuff works. We're all medically trained professionals. Sponsor me, Ocean Spray. You aim the gun up towards the eye in the sky. I want everyone to roll. And you all get a +2 because of this beautiful team building experience.
11.
9.
5.
11.
Confident 6.
So we got 2 failures, 2 full successes, and 1 partial success.
That's as good as we could hope.
Honestly, I really expected a lot worse, so this is good. You aim the gun up at this eye in the sky, pulling the trigger, firing. This blast knocks you, Dr. Wellington, and you, Dr. Savannah George, backwards, flying past the first outer wall of this Attack on Titan's Ocean Spray experience. And the crystalline creatures look all over at you. They're frightened. They're hissing strange, echoey hisses as they start sprouting these cran grape wings and starting to take off. You see your 3 companions. They're too fast. They're sailing through the air. But oh no, something's going wrong. You see, you had shot a gun, first of all, and it is a gun. So you have mortally wounded the middleman, which is Dr. Scott Gibbons. And Dr. Scott Gibbons, you did cocaine before you were shot, so you're not in a great place, but you're gonna make it to the eye. And you're flying through the air, and you're all holding hands. It's kind of like you're like rocking a little bit. It's almost like you're in a spaceship. Nothing makes sense anymore. You look, all the cranberry creatures have leapt into the air, flying towards this eye. You take out this syringe that's filled with medical syrup, and all of you are ready. You all clasp hands around the syringe as you fly up towards the eye. But oh no. It looks like the crystalline creatures are all starting to circle around.
I blow the whistle.
That's right. You blow this whistle. This horrible sound echoes out. It was not meant for human ears. You're all like, oh my god.
Brown
Blows
noise.
out.
Sounds like ass.
That's right. You watch the crystalline creatures shatter into the air. The beautiful, refreshing, and invigorating sparkles of Ocean Spray, a wonderful drink that you could purchase at your own grocery stores, sparkles downwards towards all the denizens of this sweet, sweet planet. You look up as your 3 companions hurtle through the sky, hitting the eye, all of their hands pressing down on the syringe, the power of friendship and professionally practiced medicine causes this syringe to just pierce into this eye, and the injection goes in. The eye starts spazzing and fidgeting and flailing around, and then it starts shaking, and it explodes. Giant chunks of cranberry go everywhere, and so do you. The 3 of you come sailing down, riding on a piece of cranberry. An Ocean Spray branded cranberry eye that is designed to not only terraform planets into the perfect Ocean Spray factory facility, but also to spread the joy and love of the reinvigorating juice. You smash into the ground in the inner wall where all the rich people lived, and the cranberry juice sprays everywhere. the three of you go rolling, and you go over to your other doctors. You're all sort of laying there near one another. You watch as the tear in the sky begins to close up, and the clouds start to roll in, and it rains. It rains one last sweet rain for the sugar man. You look over, and there's a ghostly form of him made out of melted sugar. It's been like drizzled and put into a form. You know what they do on baking shows? You look at the sugar man as he looks at all of you, smiles, and dissolves in the rain as he lifts his face towards the sky, and his sins are washed away. Great job with this doctor work, everyone. Great job. It's time for lunch.
Doctor.
Doctor.
Thanks for tuning in, travelers. I hope you really understand not only what it means to be a medical professional, but what it also means to drink ocean spray. I myself just finished a large glass. It was delicious. I understand the risks. But can I fight it? No. An ocean spray. If you still want to do that, sponsor, reach out to us at battleofthe7dice@gmail.com. You won't regret it. Now, travelers, we're gonna send you off with a wonderful little song written here by our very own Jason. Hope you all enjoy this parody song of Ocean Man that has been titled Ocean Cran.
Ocean Cran, crystal in my hand, help me understand what's your master plan. Ocean Cran, our journey to the Pepper Ridge Farms was a real trip. Ocean Cran, the secrets of this life form raised in a lab. Next time the body will just take a cab. Ocean Cran, can you see all of our civilization from where you stand? Ocean Cran, the ocean is hidden in the fields from our doctorate plans. Ocean Cran, the glory of your spray is all over the land. Some of our best products are canned. Ocean Cran. Ocean Cran. Ocean Cran. Ocean Cran, crystal in my hand, help me understand what's your master plan. Ocean Cran, the journey to the Pepper Ridge Farms was a real trip. Ocean Cran, the secrets of this life form raised in our lab. Next time the party will just take a cab. Ocean Cran, can you see all of our civilization from where you stand? Ocean Cran, the ocean is hidden in the fields from our doctorate plans. Ocean Cran, the glory of your spray is all over the land. Some of your best products are canned. Ocean Cran. Thanks everybody, it's me, Wang Over Gimbal, famous Nimbad. Have yourselves a lovely Halloween.